This is why we don't go see the Jesus movies. Happy Easter, everyone!
Happy Good Friday! A little hint as to when we saw this.
Yeah, okay, so this one requires a bit of background. I originally had no intentions of going to see this movie because I didn't want to see it, and I didn't want to make anyone else ever through it. But I got a comment on my April Fool's video from one of our more dedicated fans/commenters who asked us why we haven't gone seen this. I was like, okay, if someone volunteers to go see this, I'll go see it. Not thinking anyone would actually say okay.
So, I was right, you did kind of bring this on yourself.
I said I would ask. I didn't say I would go. I said I would only go see if someone volunteered to go see it. Put that away.
Sorry, I need some distraction. Plus, maybe something important.
Alright, fair enough. But, whoa.
Okay.
Sorry, there's this guy with like a really weird fisher's hat on. It totally caught my attention there for a second. But anyway, so yeah, so it's like, okay, if someone says yes, I'll go see it. And then Grant picked it when I gave him a list of 3 to pick from. So here we are for Do You Believe?
I knew this was gonna be the worst one of the bunch. I think I wanted something that I could just rip on, but oh god.
I think you just hate yourself just a little bit. I mean, so do I. I clearly, because I went with you. So
yeah. Thank you for paying for my ticket yet again.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's okay. It's one of those things. This is movies I was not gonna go see alone. Fuck that.
Yeah. And aren't you glad I was able to make sure we got to the earlier showtimes? We paid slightly less money.
Yeah, I was grateful for that too. Oh god. Okay. So this is one of those movies. Let me be clear before we get into this. If you're religious, I don't care. Good for you. If it like brings you positive change in your life, fine.
As long
all
as
the power to you.
As long as you don't be a dick to other people.
I don't have a problem if you're religious. I don't because I grew up in a religious family, and I have issues with organized religion, but I get it.
Same here. My mom was Catholic. My dad was Southern Baptist. You know, I was on the Catholic side, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's like my parents, like majority of my family's Christian, some are very heavily so, which is why I'm really hoping they don't see this review. Because that's gonna be awkward.
Yeah. Let's put this on the private setting and just give links out.
Well, then the link will be out there, so I don't. I'll quietly release it like the other ones, and they'll see how much attention it gets. Watch, it goes viral.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas, like over 1,000 views now.
Yeah.
But okay, so that being said. This movie is so absurdly pandering that it's pretty much unwatchable. We had a fairly crowded theater too of people this movie is clearly pandering towards.
No, I think there were a couple other people who were just like, what the hell as well. Just a couple, mostly, yeah, it was
people that were laughing along with it, people that were actively talking in the middle of the movie, and a woman next to me who just thought it was okay to just openly have her cell phone out and texting somebody.
In all fairness, did we... I don't think we cared.
I did. That's why I had to make a big deal out of it, because why you? Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, it's like any other movies. I probably would have made this. Well, no, there have been other instances, but this one I felt the least path of resistance in terms of giving a crap.
Okay, so it's like, fuck, where are you gonna begin with this?
Basically, this is Christ Crash.
Christ Crash. You know, I think the other reviewer that did this one compared it to Crash too. That's basically, yeah, it ends in a crash. So, oh god, this fucking movie is so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, the disappointing part is the fact that as bad as the writing is, as bad as the movie is, I can't think of except for the little girl, I can't think of one performance I would say was bad necessarily.
Yeah, usually it was mediocre at worst, which is... It felt...
I mean, the writing's god-awful, but, the actors were doing the best they fucking could with it.
Yeah, which is actually pretty impressive, and it's a feat of its own.
Yeah, so it's props on them for that. Otherwise, like I said, this is just pandering to the Christian crowd. This is I have no problem being religious. I have a problem, you shove it down my throat. And that's basically what this movie does for 2 hours. This movie is almost 2 hours long. And it's exactly what you expect it to be. It's basically all the Christians are pure little angels, and everyone who's not a Christian is either a victim, a horrible person. What are some other ones? Some kind of disease or something.
No, it's mostly just either a victim or horrible person.
Victim or horrible person, yeah, because Samwise Gamgee's in this movie too, which I was kind of surprised to see, and he's just a dick. That was like the one problem I had at 50/50s. I thought the doctor in the movie had horrible patient conversations. This one's even worse, because he's condescending about it. Like, the movie starts out with, like, this woman who's suicidal being carried in, and Samwise takes... I'm just going to call him Samwise, I don't know the actor's real name.
Sean Astin.
I'm just going to call him Samwise.
Okay.
So, takes one and goes, well, it looks like this girl doesn't care enough about her life. And the nurse, quite honestly, goes, well, why would you say that? And he goes, well, because look at this, cuts in her wrist. You have any better theories? Slam! Walks out the room. It's like, okay, fine, you're not gonna be a dick about it.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, all the non-Christians movie are either horrible people or victims. Like, there's even a character named, we're not kidding. Because we both had, like, there were parts where you had to restrain your laughter because we were in a packed theater. Guy's name is Criminal with a K. We are not making that shit up. And he's this...
You're such a one-dimensional fuck.
All these characters are one-dimensional. Even, like, most movies
that
focus
one
on...
was hilariously so.
Because, like, it's like... Like, that's the one, like, when they named the villain Expendables 2 Villain, but at least they were tongue-in-cheek about it. At least they were tongue-in-cheek about that.
I think it was John Villain, I thought.
Oh, no, they call him Villain. His name is spelled Villain, but it's pronounced Villain.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
And that's about as much salty in this movie.
And what was it when they were getting the money from the rival gang member, Nefarious?
Nefarious. You know what would have been great? You know what would have been fucking great in this movie? If Nefarious was Dr. Nefarious in the Ratchet and Clank series. I would have paid fucking huge money.
I was going to say from, I was thinking of Despicable Me.
No, I was thinking, you know Dr. Nefarious is in the Ratchet and Clank series?
I have not played a lot of the games, so I don't know.
Oh, man. You're missing out.
I know. I'm trying to get to it.
He's in the majority of the games, actually.
Oh, I'm sure. I've only seen my friend play like a couple levels of the second one. That was years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh god. So let's go back to the list of characters.
Okay, so we have Criminal's brother named PJ. It was PJ?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, it's Pretty Boy.
PB. That was it.
Yeah. But yeah, his real name was Percy, but for some reason...
Now I'm thinking of Adventure Time.
Yeah. We had a guy named Joe who...
Oh, let's talk about PB, though, for a second, though, because the way he's introduced is fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Even by this movie standards. Because what happens is, there's also a pastor in the movie, too, and he's like one of the main... He's like one of the main shepherds, I guess. I'm using the terminology they basically use in this movie.
Yeah.
Who runs into this homeless man walking down the street with a giant-ass cross for some reason. No context given. He only appears in 2 scenes. He's there.
Yeah, he's there then and walking into the credits.
Pretty much. And so he sees this group of gang members breaking in and stealing a van. So he walks up and he goes, hey man, that's wrong. That's against God's laws and stuff like that. And he goes like, and they're all kind of laughing at him because... Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That sounds offensive. Yeah. Anyone who comes up and starts doing that shit is gonna get laughed at, except for PB who's in the corner with his eyes wide, like he's saying these, oh my god, these are amazing, seeping in my soul.
Or was when Criminal pulls the gun on him and they have that little diatribe about...
And he goes, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pray for you.
Yeah.
Like, super serious. And that's not even me dramatizing. He says it in this so deep, intense voice. That's like, how did anyone keep a straight face while saying a lot of these lines? I don't get it. That shows like they all deserve Oscars for that alone. And they're all kind of laughing, but meanwhile the PB's in the patch trees are going, oh my god.
Then when they're driving off, just like, what if he's right? What if we do face the fury or wrath of God?
What if we're raising a war against God or something like that? Like,
what?
Yeah. Dialogue is so bad. And you have that, and okay, we'll get back. There's so much ground to cover in this fucking movie.
We have an EMT and his nurse wife.
Yeah, I was gonna get to him next, because, okay, let's talk about this, because this pissed me off, too. So, there's an EMT who's so absurdly religious in this movie. Like, again, I have no problem with religion, but I do have a problem with how they approach this topic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do, too, because you had a much stronger reaction to this than I did. You actually had a much stronger reaction to this video in general than I did. It was actually making me laugh.
After my, like, super angry face, I can't remember what the hell I did. It just contorted into rage.
You looked like, fucking Igor. Because, like, his arms, like, starting to shrivel up like this. And, like, one eye was squinting, the other was really bulging out, like,
I look like Nosferatu.
A little bit, yeah. Nosferatu. Anyway. So, what the EMT does is, of course, he does EMT stuff, but on one person who's dying, he decides to give him a cross and do the conversion speech.
Yeah.
Which, whether that's ethical or unethical is kind of debatable.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
but
the funny thing is, like, yeah, obviously, assuming he did everything he did, which supposedly that's what happened.
Mm-hmm, yeah, he's gonna die no matter what.
Yeah, because this guy was under a freaking
steamroller.
Yeah, he's like half his body like crushed by, and all I can think was stop
from Austin Powers. Yeah,
and it's like, and I was like, how the hell did you run over by a steamroller?
No! Like, no.
We're only on the third set of characters. It's so crappy. All right, on with the review.
Are you okay? I feel like this is like what happened when I recorded the worst of videos of last year. When you were sitting there kind of nodding your head like, that's nice. So I'm sitting there like crying into the pillow. As I talk about Unbreakable again.
I thought it was Unbroken.
I'm sorry, Unbreakable.
Yeah, Unbreakable is a much better movie, which is ironic, and it's a Shyamalan flick.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole other topic.
But,
so, what happens there is his wife, who for some reason, like the victim's wife, who for some reason was not allowed onto the scene at that point, even though she said, hey, that's my husband, I would think they let her go.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he said he can go now.
It's like, oh, but they don't let her go after he dies. So it's like, that does seem kind of cruel on the police officer's part. And naturally, she's a little pissed that they make a big thing. It's like, oh, he was forcing his religion on him, and that makes it wrong. It's like, I kind of agree.
Admittedly, all I gotta say is this far, it's like, I wouldn't say they're forcing at this point, but that still does, because it's like, yeah, all right. It's like, okay, giving an options, what else are you gonna do at this point? But even then, it's just like,
again, you can make a solid debate whether it's ethical or not.
Exactly.
That one, I'm not really gonna make a strong case one way or another on.
But it's like, that being said, though,
the response was absurd.
Yeah, and also it's like, okay, I understand, like, you're doing a little preach thing, but it's like, I'm pretty sure there's still more you could do at a continuous effort, like.
Instead of, here, take my cross. And because everyone has a wooden cross, that somehow comes into play. And everyone carries around with them everywhere, apparently.
Yeah, it's like, okay. And that's the thing is, like, regardless of whether or not you agree with it or not, that was just
so ham-fisted. This movie's so fucking ham-fisted.
Oh, God.
Again, it's pandering to the audience it's going for. Yeah. This movie makes no attempt to make any legitimate conversation piece about religion, and it makes no attempt to even really convert anyone. Yeah. It's more, this is clearly just aimed for the people who will go watch the movie regardless.
And the other thing is that there is very little consequence for it either. Which is really evident in the last one that got me really pissed.
Which...
We're not going to spoil it, but a certain man named Joe. Oh, God!
Man named Joe. I feel like that's a Johnny Cash song. But... No, I'm thinking of Boy Named Sue. That's a different artist. Yeah. But, we'll get to Joe, because Joe's his own little chapter discussion.
Oh, God! Oh!
But anyway, the wife basically sues him for malpractice.
Yeah.
And
this causes a rift in the relationship.
This is where I have the issue with, and you'll probably agree with me on this, because naturally the person who, like his boss, brings him in and goes, okay, this woman's pretty upset that you kind of, that she feels that you forced your religion on this guy who was dying, even though they're very not religious. Okay, fine, I can respect that. But it's like, okay, so in order not to be sued, we just need you to issue a very, very formal apology, and then the matter will be done with. But he goes, no, I can't do that. That's wrong. And it's like, no, not really. And that's one of the things when he makes such a big fucking pretentious stink about it, to the point of just nonsensical. I'm clear, like, that's the kind of shit I can't stand when it comes to religious people. And this is coming from someone who grew up religious, knows a lot of religious people. This is the kind of shit I can't stand. The I know better than you mentality of, oh, I can't respect your beliefs, even because my beliefs are for sure right, and I can't go back in that no matter what. And there's even like a fucking line later in the movie when the lawyer comes in who's non-Christian.
Oh, God, yeah.
When she goes, why are you doing this? Why don't you just apologize, get union support, and be able to pull your life together? And he goes, if someone ever told me that if I were to go on trial for being Christian, if there'd be enough evidence to convict me, well, I would plead guilty to that no matter what. It's like,
okay, I was thinking more the ending thing.
Well, that too, but that was the line that drove me. I was like, oh, fucking, really? Really? Okay, it's not... You can believe whatever you want. I don't, like I said, I don't care. I have a problem when you can't respect other people's beliefs. Yeah. That's when it becomes a problem.
And that kind of, because like obviously like the non-Christian people in there, they're doing the same thing, but at the same time it's like, okay, you're kind of, it's like you're doing the same thing. It's just
the only difference
you're more smug about it.
The only difference is how the movie portrays them. That's what it is. Like, they're both smug assholes. Problem is, like, the movie wants you to believe that the Christian side is the good, holy people, while everyone else are just victims and horrible people. That's it. That's all, really what it comes down. Break it down into that. That's it.
Yeah.
So that was case number, what, 3?
I don't know. And also there's the wife.
Oh, yeah, the wife.
Who was just, like, there. And it was angry that her husband, wouldn't do the apology thing. It's like,
yeah, because who wouldn't be pissed by that?
Yeah, it was just,
and then like the one that pissed me off too was here's
the thing that annoyed me though about it though. It was like, back on the smugness thing, it seemed like you're making her more pissed off at the religious side of things versus
the casual, hey, you're religious, fine, I respect that. But we have no money. We can't afford to do this because you give all our extra funds to church also. Yeah. That was also kind of annoying me. It's like, okay, I get your religion. I respect that you want to support the church, but you also need to support yourself. That's also kind of important.
Yeah.
But, especially, and then his wife has a brother who's like a veteran, and he has his own arc.
Yeah, some whole PTSD
suicidal thing.
Oh, God.
Which, you know what was making me laugh is all I could think of Futurama as Bender at the bottom of the bridge going, do a flip! Some horrible person for thinking that. But while he's doing his cliche, these characters are so one-dimensional. They all are. Like, main character, supporting character, all of them just have the same one-note characteristic, and it is and I've watched some religious movies that I've liked, like
The Last Temptation of Christ.
I don't see that one, but I saw like Prince of Egypt is a great movie.
Yeah.
And the other great movie that a lot of people haven't heard of is a movie called The Preacher. It's also a really good movie. I forget it's like, I have to look it up, but I know like it was like written, directed, and starring like an older respected actor. But
Prince of Egypt, and of course Last Temptation of Christ is a lot more controversial because people can deem that's blasphemy.
Oh yeah, that was the one with Willem Dafoe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw parts of it, but I never watched the full thing.
Obviously, that's the main problem with like a lot of religious movies, that they're too focused on the message, not the people behind it.
Yeah, that's more or less.
Just because that's what was good about Prince of Egypt, for example. Is like they focused on the relationship and like what this whole thing did, like the torment. like, yes, there was good that came from the whole, going with God thing, but that also caused torment simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of, like, what is the cost of doing the right thing?
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that, but...
Yeah.
I can't find this fucking movie. It's gonna bug the crap
And, like,
out of me.
I felt like if more people got shot for believing... that was about to come out very wrong. But it's like... Only one... Like, there isn't a lot of consequence for having this faith. As I said earlier, one person suffer because of it, which we'll get to later. It was just like, oh God, just God. The level of degree in which everything turns out all right. It doesn't completely, thank God. Nope. Something about me feels angry about saying that, given this movie. Because just the way everything breaks.
Gotta turn the air conditioner.
Yeah. But, you know what? The thing that really ticked me off in terms of all this, we'll get to that later. As I said...
You're talking about a man named Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Joe.
No, we'll get to him last. Because I want to save the rage.
I feel like this is much more your soapbox than my soapbox, which I was not expecting, but I'm okay with it because I do a lot of the talking anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, we're on the veteran.
We're on veteran, do a flip, veteran.
Yeah. He encounters the other suicidal girl who's...
conveniently on the other side of the bridge. Yeah. She's played by a spy girl, one of the spy kids, which I was like, wait a minute.
Which one?
She was like the lead in Spy Kids.
Really? That was her?
Yeah, that was her.
I remember her looking a lot different.
I'm almost like I saw her older when like she was doing Repo, the Genetic Opera, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's her.
Okay,
I could be wrong, but
so yeah, they're both basically contemplating suicide, and they see each other and they're like, "Let's get coffee."
Yeah, that's just randomly says, "Hey, I'm suicidal. You suicidal? Yeah. You want to get coffee? Sure." That's really I'm not even making like a lot of these things. We're not making this up. That's exactly what happens.
There are a couple reasons why that one makes me angry.
Okay, you want to jump on board that one?
I'd rather not, because that things might get a little bit too personal.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Let's just say, yeah, that's not how things transpire.
Yeah, because we really want to talk about how things transpire in this movie.
Oh, God. All right. Who else? So we already talked about Doctor and his lawyer wife, right? Kind of.
Hold on, I finally found her filmography. Yeah. It's gonna
Samwise, there we go. But yeah, Samwise and his wife are the non-Christian.
Yeah, that was her.
Sure. Holy crap!
Yeah, I knew it.
Damned! How'd you go from Machete 2 to that?
Machete 2.
Machete Kills, there we go.
Machete, I know, I'm saying that because she did that movie is probably why she ended up in this movie.
She probably felt a little dirty, understandable.
Yeah, she hasn't had a great couple of years. Oh, she was in Sin City, I forgot about that. But
yeah.
Okay, so which one were we on? Oh yeah, we're on the suicidal couple.
Yeah, I think we just finished them and just like how annoying that was. And
so
continue with that one actually.
You want the suicide people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, it comes down to at least like the spy girl is actually a very good actress from what I've seen her in.
Yeah.
So like it's also disappointing the fact that she's doing Bible movies, and it's like again, I've seen a couple, I've liked a couple, but it's like I said, they've focused too much on the message rather than the people involved. And like even, I probably have the name wrong because I can't find it on IMDb, but it's like the preacher or the pastor or something along those lines. It's on Netflix, but it is a very religious movie. They say Jesus like 100-something times in that movie, but the difference is the fact the main character is also an incredibly flawed individual who seriously fucks up his own life.
Yeah.
So
which one is this?
I think it's gonna drive me crazy. It's like the pastor, the preacher, or something along those lines. But
I'll check it out.
Yeah, but it's actually that one's much. Even though it is a very religious movie, and like there's even like a conversion scene at some point where someone wants to tear down the church or something like that, it still kind of works because there's also a great emphasis not so much on just religion, but just the power of faith in general. Yeah. And it works because it has that in strong performances.
Also, another good example is the preacher in, or was it the priest in, what was it, freaking, The Leftovers?
Never saw The Leftovers.
All right, one of the guys, he's a priest in there, where basically it's like, he sticks to his guns for the most part. Like, obviously he has his moments where he falters, but it's just like, at the same time, it's like, he's a guy that tries to do good, but every time he does, it doesn't always work out, or he suffers because of it.
Yeah.
And like, I know, I'm repeating myself based on what I said, but just, God, good Lord, it's such a, what's the word I'm looking for, cloying?
Cloying?
Cloying. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the wrong term. It's just, as we mentioned, it's just this movie gets up its own ass with its message.
Yeah, that's, again, it's not trying to convert anything. It's not trying to become a station. It's just pandering. That's all it is. Because all these stories, like, not one of these religious people are really portrayed as flawed at all.
Yeah.
They are the pinnacle of purity and innocence, even though really a lot of them are fucking creepy. And that comes back to Joe, but we'll get to him because we all have.
Yeah, that one guy. I couldn't.
That started out creepy and ended ridiculously.
Yeah.
Because like the whole movie, spoiler alert, like you're gonna see this, and because you want us to go see this movie because we're gonna really like it. Ends like everyone ends up on the bridge except for Joe. Again, we'll get to him.
Yeah. And the mother of you said Elmer Fudd's niece.
Oh, that's a good segue. Let's talk about fucking Elmer Fudd's niece.
Yeah.
Okay, so throughout this movie, there is this single mother with her, I guess, 5-6-year-old daughter who are homeless and basically house jump from like Joe's place, who we'll get back to that, to another couple, older couple.
Was it JB?
Something like that. Jersey Boy? I don't know.
And his wife, who I've also seen in many a movie, but I cannot remember what.
Yeah. But they lost a daughter once upon a time, so they're kind of taking it as kind of like a surrogate daughter kind of thing. So they take her in and they let her stay in their old daughter's home and all that. Meanwhile, this niece, I don't know. This is a pet peeve of mine in any movie that does this, is the pure as hell, absurdly optimistic child who, no matter what, does not like have any legitimate reaction beyond the "I'm so cute," and she even talks with a fucking like the Elmer Fudd lisp.
Yeah.
And that drove me insane because she openly talks to strangers.
Yeah.
She even calls Joe, who she met for like 5 minutes, "Oh, don't worry, Mommy. He's a guardian angel." Like, stranger danger, child. Winter's Tale did this too, and I made horrible fun of it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like, stranger danger. Oh god, that fucking movie. Except Winter's Tale, at least was funny. And then, so no matter what happens, even after the horrible series of car crashes, I'm at the end of the movie, where she almost dies because her car almost goes off the bridge, she's still perfectly fine because, "Oh, don't worry, we had a little accident, boy, it's okay now." No, you almost fucking died! Have a reaction! Like, "Mommy, I nearly shat my pants!" The Lord is fucking crazy!
But
the old man broke his legs, so we had to put him down. Which also happens.
Or like, speaking of which, the old guy I remember I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get you out. It's too late for me. I got a broken leg." Yeah, a broken leg. It's not like you got your liver impaled and you're gonna die no matter what. You stop being a frickin' pansy and get out of the frickin' car.
Which they do. They get him out of the car. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys have to go without me. My leg's broken. I can't move. It's like, oh, broken leg syndrome. You gotta put him down. It's a humane thing to do. Just close your eyes, Billy. Think of the bunnies. Think about the rabbits, George.
I will name him George and I will hug him and pet him and squeeze.
I'll squeeze him and hug him and call him George.
Yeah. But isn't that your name?
I'm thinking of have you read Mice?
Yeah, no, I have, but I know the bit you're talking about. That's why I was making reference to both that and
Looney Tunes. Yeah, which basically is this girl's friend. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. Oh. If only. Think you brought the rabbits, darling. Our movie's much darker.
Yeah. So, other character. Pregnant child.
Pregnant, like, 12, 14-year-old girl. Okay. Do you want to start on this one, or should I?
So, Pastor comes along, this girl who's going through a trash can, eventually goes back to pick her up, and this is where it goes.
Takes her home, because, granted, it's a nice thing to do. Like, taking away the cynicism we're going with this review, it's, like, a lot of things people do are very nice things. Yeah. And I highly respect anyone who actually goes out and does these things in real life. My problem is how fucking unrealistically done it is. And how fucking perfectly pure and perfect everyone is doing it.
Yeah.
But he decides to take her home, and naturally his wife is mad because, I told you to stop bringing straight homeless people home.
Yeah. And so they
take her to a hotel, whatever.
Which has internet access and DirecTV.
And a computer.
Where she does research on things.
On adoption and all that stuff.
And Planned Parenthood, apparently. I was like, oh, God, please.
We're going to go that route.
Yeah.
All right, which they do. Yeah. Thankfully not too heavy. It was heavy-handed as fuck, but it was...
Thankfully not the abortion part.
Yeah.
Well,
it kind of was.
Well, they didn't, rag on anyone, per se.
Yeah, then it goes it's it's a sin! Yeah, they didn't do that, thankfully. So at least they knew a draw line somewhere. Yeah, it's that's another one of those topics, no.
That being said, though, there was a bit where, was the wife, where you find out, eventually the wife finds the girl, brings her in.
Yeah.
And they talk about how, I guess...
Oh! I know what you're talking about, this fucking thing. Oh, because they're sitting at, their dining room table, or, in the kitchen, and she goes, and then, the pregnant girl goes, well, why didn't you ever have kids? Because you've been married for 11 years. So apparently there's some clause, you've been married for 11 years, you have to have kids.
Yeah.
It gotta be hey, maybe we didn't want kids, which is perfectly fine. But she goes, it's a long story.
The moment she asked, I was like, oh, I know where this is going.
No, it's her reasoning behind this is even more absurd, though.
Yeah.
Which is, goes, we couldn't have children. It's a long, boring story. It's I'd probably rather watch that story.
Yeah. But I was just she was like,
we can't.
Yeah, I was like, we could have adopted, but I feel like the child should be there,
the mother should be there when the child is born.
And a part is just so ticked off at that.
God.
Which also results in a hypocritical ending when you think about it. Well, kind of. Semi.
No, it was symbolic, you see, because she was there when the child was born.
Oh, God, and those final frickin' words. Spoiler alert, she dies!
Yeah, she dies while giving birth, because honestly it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, you get into a car accident, you give birth in the middle of a car accident, things aren't gonna go well.
No, birth in the middle of a car accident, and she's 12.
Yeah.
So the body at 12 is not meant to do that.
Yeah.
So that made sense to me. I was fine with that.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was the... Yeah. Will Jesus accept me because I...
Oh, yeah! The problem is, a lot of, the conversion shit comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
At that point, she showed no inclination or interest in converting to Jesus. Except for the last moment before well, I guess, to be fair, maybe that does happen. But,
sometimes, yeah, but it's just... it was a matter of the writing.
Yeah, the writing is so awful and so heavy-handed. And you think Jesus accepts me? And, doing all that. And, and of course, she dies. And she goes, you were there when the child was born. Therefore, you were meant to be her mother.
Also, I couldn't help but laugh at the fact that the wife was crying with a dead girl in one arm and a bloody baby in the other. I don't know why. I thought that was kind of
You're a sick bastard.
I needed something to laugh at. It was so...
So you went with dead teenager and bloody baby?
I have a strange sense of humor.
And yay, we said God has a weird sense of humor. We just hope he got his laugh, and we can all live in peace.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get into a car accident on the way home.
It's remember the episode of South Park where he goes, Jesus, God, remember just to bend me over next time you're gonna fuck me!
Yeah. I'll do some lube next time you... Sorry.
That's gonna be the title card. That's me digging for gold.
And
okay, who else?
Did we forget anyone other than Joe?
I'm trying to think. There's. Oh, you want to talk about the scene with Nefarious and Criminal at the end of the movie?
Oh, this is what led to the car accident. It was.
Oh no! We gotta talk about the pastor and the money first.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So basically,
when PB PB and J.
Yeah, it's PB. Sorry, I just. Oh god. So,
PB has a crisis of conscience.
Yeah.
And after a few people die, so they can get this money from this gang lord.
Yeah. Who he?
And let's talk. I guess we can get to that when we get to Joe.
Yeah.
But
hey, yeah. This is the one instance of consequence, might I add?
Yeah. So he decides to do the right thing. He gives for Jesus. He gives all the money that he stole to the church, and says it's okay because Judas did it. So
I was just like, I'm pretty sure the Bible has something on blood money, because that's what that is.
Judas did it. Judas did it. Anyway, I'm gonna go to hell. But anyway, so, but naturally, Criminal I can't say that name and take it seriously. Criminal finds out about this by some other very twisted logic, by going, my aunt was once converted by a Bible thumper on television, and you know what she did? She gave every nickel she had to that pastor.
You sound like you were trying to do like a Rick Grimes.
Carl, stay back. I'm Criminal. I don't know. I'm certainly turning to Batman.
Yeah. So anyway, the
So the pastor is sitting in his office and he turns his back and he turns around, the camera pans, and Criminal's just standing there with pointing a gun to his face. But he's not like hiding or anything.
Yeah,
so
he's just like, how did you not see him?
Yeah, he's just suddenly there. And everyone's like, oh fuck, where'd you come from?
And we were just like,
we gotta start laughing. Like, I'm surprised like people in theater get pissed off at us, because we were trying really hard.
Oh my god.
Not to laugh. I mean, so they have their big scene. He takes the money, and he looks like he's gonna shoot him for really no reason. Because he's like, dude, your money's right here. Fine, take it. Go. And he's like, do you believe in
And I was like,
Jesus?
a part of me was gonna be actually kind of pissed if they did that.
I'm like, yeah, either way, this scene didn't make any sense, because he just like starts getting antagonistic for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why I was gonna be pissed if it went that way. It's just like, as you said, he got the money. That's what you wanted. He didn't do anything necessarily knowingly. He didn't know the money was from you.
Yeah, so it's like,
yeah, I've come to take back the money I took from someone else.
Yeah. And then, of course, he has a conversation with PB later, and they have their big, but I believe in Jesus, and I believe in you. Don't you talk to me about Jesus. Now it's Batman.
Oh, and I just remember what happens after Nefarious comes back into the picture.
And Nefarious comes down, and he shoots a PB who does the heroic dive in front. And
well, spin around.
They're
probably just dancing and...
And he slowly dies in Criminal's arms, and he goes, what can I do? You can believe. We're not making any of this up. I mean, granted, to this movie's credit, it's not as hateful as, like, God's Not Dead was, from what I've heard anyway. We didn't see it, thank God. Just in case. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and a watch. Anyway. Happy Good Friday, everybody.
Oh, we had picked the worst time to piss off the religious community.
You picked the worst time to do this. This was your idea.
You brought it up. You brought it on yourself. It kind of backfired. If you didn't want this to happen, you shouldn't have mentioned it.
I said we would only do this if people volunteered for it.
Yes, and you thought that someone wouldn't volunteer. So maybe you
Oh, don't blame me on this.
No, I'm not.
We're gonna blame the fans. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. You guys.
Yeah, we're both to blame.
Hold me, sir. It's okay. Come back.
Okay, now
you just need to believe in Jesus.
Now you're making me uncomfortable.
The power of Christ compels you. Anyway.
God.
So do you know how you get holy water? You burn the hell out of it.
So anyway, back to what happened.
I'm a horrible person. It's been a while since we've made ourselves out to be horrible people in these reviews. We haven't done that like in almost a year.
Yeah.
I take it back. Last time we did that was Noah. Maybe just religious movies for some reason just bring out the worst in us.
Okay, actually, yeah, Noah's Another Word, that actually wasn't a bad one.
No, in comparison to this, it's a fucking masterpiece. Anyway, so...
Ironically, not to the religious community.
At least I think did interesting things. But that's anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, after PB dies, he makes the most half-hearted tackle.
Because like he does like the angry roar, but it's like really half-assed.
Yeah.
So it's like tackle. like he's an angry pixelated like a video game character. It does kind of sound like something that happened in a Resident Evil game, doesn't it? You killed my brother. Tackle. Even though I was like, I'm sure the guy's playing more bullets in his gun, so I don't know why I didn't just shoot him.
That too. It's just like.
Does this mean like Nefarious looked like a really, really buff like Anthony Hopkins?
Kinda, yeah.
Like his face looked a lot like a younger Anthony Hopkins. I just took a lot of steroids. So that's all I was thinking anyway. Yeah. So you want to talk about Joe?
Oh my God.
Okay, so this character basically opens and closes the movie. But there's this character named Joe who's an ex-convict who's dying of cancer. Spoiler alert. So
anyway, what he does is he takes in a family, you know, the
wife, so precious, you know.
Yeah, with that oh so creepy guardian angel thing and the fact that it's like,
oh yeah, and that's how he introduces himself to her in the hospital. He goes, "That's a nice drawing you're making there."
Yeah.
Because, oh, you like it? Yes, I like butterflies. Like, if this was any other movie, he would be a child molester.
I know, that's what creeped me out. I was like, oh God.
Because you and I were getting that same vibe. Like, this is super creepy.
Yeah. And so, he decides to take them in, and for some reason, I guess to obviously make them more comfortable, but it's just like...
He decides to sleep outside in a bench for some reason.
Yeah, it's like instead of just sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, but... And there was even the scene you missed. Because you went to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I did miss something. What happened?
Okay. And I swear to God, this is 100% true. You know the little angel you see her carrying around? Mm-hmm. This is where that makes its introduction. Because they're digging around his pantry trying to make breakfast together. And he finds a big old jar full of money. Or the little girl finds like, look, we found... Like Joe comes back and, look, we found your money! And I'm doing my best Mickey Mouse impression. And he goes, there's a lot of money in here, mister. You better hide it better. And he goes, yeah, probably should. But, and I'm quoting this, but that's not the most important thing to me in this jar. And he reaches inside, and he pulls out the angel. And he goes, is that an angel? He goes, yes, it is. I made this myself as a reminder. A reminder of what? That there are angels watching us everywhere.
No, I caught that part.
Yeah.
That little ending.
No,
line.
this was like that was a callback to this part because you came in.
I thought I walked into the end of that bit.
I'm pretty sure you came into the scene right after that, but or maybe you did. I don't know. But
yeah.
So I was like, oh jeez, oh god, okay. And then okay.
Where this goes just made me rage. Where I really wanted to scream out in the theater. My face.
Yell out, bullshit!
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, it's like amongst everything. Ham-fisted, but you can have just a little bit of credibility, like a little bit of believability. It's like, okay, odds are 99.9999% this won't happen. But there's still that little umpteenth percentile.
Okay, so I'll set the stage and then you can rage.
All right, so...
Okay, so after the car crash, everyone's doing their shit.
No, we missed some stuff.
Do we want to talk about PB again?
What for? Because we're still missing how he starts coughing up blood and for some reason...
Well, no, I'm talking about how PB gets introduced into the church.
Oh, God, yeah.
where he's running away from the police because their little bank robbery job has gone south. So he runs into the church where conveniently...
Yeah, well, they're robbing another gang.
Well, they're robbing another gang. Well, conveniently, Joe is sitting there and he goes, "There's a seat waiting for you out there, brother. Waiting for you to take it." Even though there's police sirens going outside. Yeah. So he goes like, "Hey, brother, you better go out the back." Like, run away fast. But, apparently, like, the joke I made while watching the movie is, like, I guess, like, church is, like, safety zone against the police. Like, oh, church, can't get me. Yeah.
I was just like...
It's like the safety zone when you're playing Capture the Flag or something like it. Nope. Oh, it's like rehab for celebrities. But, hey, that's a great
It's like, joke, but why didn't they go in further and, like, inspect?
Well, they did, but they just, I guess, he had his head down, so you really couldn't see him. But
they didn't recognize that hair he had?
Oh, shh, don't bring logic into this. But that's what starts his conversion process, and then again, Joe is like an ex-convict, but he's presented as like an unearthly saint. And what else am I forgetting with Joe? Oh yeah, starts coughing up blood because he has what kind of cancer?
Leukemia.
Leukemia.
I couldn't remember if it was leukemia or lymphoma. But anyway, so
kind of the same ballpark.
Yeah.
But
eventually, he's brought to the hospital by his taxi friend who dropped the angel off to.
Who just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Acts like he... All I can think of is, you ever seen that the trailer that's called every Oscar movie trailer ever? We're just like, random black optimistic advice. Like, I feel like it would be delivered by this guy in this movie.
I think he was white, though.
No, he wasn't.
You mean...
The guy with the big beard? Got a chubby guy who opens the door? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was...
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, but anyway, so...
That's how long he's been here.
So homeless mother goes over to the hospital to see him to spend, like, the last moments with him.
Praise God. It's a miracle. Both lights went on. That's the first time in, like, months.
I'm not sure. It could be also a sign from the devil.
Devil's saying, "Good on you guys." I support your endeavor.
I don't know. This might be the work of Satan.
Oh, let's not go that territory. God knows I don't need that crowd going after me.
But anyway,
I never had to deal with the Red Riding Hood fans. Yeah. Apparently they're fans for Red Riding. That's like the first video I ever edited. I got so much hate for that.
Yeah. Well, onwards to the story. He's hacking and ding. Eventually.
You gotta say he's dying.
Well, that was more fun, though.
Fair enough.
So anyway, Dr. D-Bag comes in.
He really is such a dick in this movie. Like, girls in there, all right, time of death, as loudly as he can. Yeah. So and so by this and that, all right, and just get her out of here.
Yeah. And I kid you not. Apparently 8 minutes after he died,
no, man, it's because the little girl's praying for him.
And I'm sorry! You don't bring back someone who died from cancer and fucking whatever to frickin' life again! That is the...
No, man, you just need to believe. Little girl believe.
Oh, that would have been nice for my grandparents and other family members. Ugh, screw you, movie! Ooh.
No, man. Screw like chemotherapy. It's prayer. That's the real medication.
Oh, God, that line! Oh! That motherfucker!
You know, I'm realizing how much more fun this is from the other side.
I forgot. Yeah, so what have you been doing to take care of yourself? Mostly praying. I don't know how more to react to that. Okay.
I think we need...
Ignoring my personal family history. Hell, I wasn't even thinking about that until now. That was the biggest Deus Ex Machina bull. Literally.
No, man. She had the insight.
Oh, what was it? Yeah, it's like, yeah, what was it? The doctor comes in, he's like, you still have cancer. You're not gonna find anything else.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
I've been clean.
Yeah, I got a second chance. Oh!
It's like, no, we have this thing called science. And you go, and like, they make some brains like, somehow the doctor doesn't know as much. And I was like, no, he's the fucking doctor. You're the fucking criminal. Doctor, criminal. Knowledge base, way up here. So I was like, huh, really, this, you know, it'd be great. This is like the introduction to the crazies. We thought it was God. We were wrong.
Oh, God.
Satan's down there somewhere up there.
Yeah. And also after this, nurse wife of EMT who... Oh!
Yeah, I was going to bring that up again, too.
Yeah. Who,
He gets involved in the car crash, gets saved by the EMT guy.
Yeah.
He goes, why did you save me?
Don't forget about after the car exploded.
Oh, yeah, and the car just explodes. Like, the climax is the most entertaining part of this movie.
So anyway, Dr. D-Bag's evil lawyer wife, basically, he gets saved by EMT, and she asks, why did you save me? Then he starts quoting some Bible passage about, like, love your enemy, something that, or just like, and we were both just like, or better yet, because it's your job!
Yeah. That's
A little thing called the Hippocratic Oath. Something the doctor seemed to have forgotten about, too.
Oh, because the doctor is naturally skeptical of why someone would come back from the dead.
Yeah. Understandably so, but just, like, the way he...
and then the nurse comes back with, do you have a better theory, doctor? You know what reminds me? It reminds me of like the South Park criminals of like, it's just what you think, Mr. Scientist. Or so no military leader.
Yeah. And after that, EMT's wife is suddenly a believer. And she's like, okay, you know what, I'm suddenly cool with the fact that we're probably going to lose everything we have.
Mm-hmm.
And...
So we're going to see next religious movie, right?
Oh, hell no.
God's Not Dead 2. Yeah.
God's not dead, but we'll be.
This is why we don't go see the Jesus movie, guys. Whenever like a religion movie comes out and we don't go see it, this is why. Because I don't want to... I feel like Ron might do it if he was still in town. He's in LA right now. Otherwise, he probably would have done this movie with me.
Yeah.
Actually, I might bring Ron onto a religion movie with us because I feel like he actually has a lot of interesting things to say about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, do you have anything else to say about this movie?
No, we said everything. It panders, it goes beyond defying logic, because, once again, that factors into the pandering.
Mm.
And, which brings up another plot hole. So yeah, if God decided to save this guy for doing the right things, why not save the other guy? And have criminal go to prison?
Or the little girl.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
It's just... Oh, God. Oh. That final moment. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah, that's me, like, curled into a little ball and started crying deep on the inside. Like, give this guy credit, like, almost all the actors should produce tears out of this script.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising. I don't know what they did.
Oh, they wetted their eyes beforehand. Probably.
Probably. Either that or just, like, pinched a testicle.
Yeah.
That'd probably do it, too. That's how I do it. No, pinch.
I'm also thinking of, I'm also thinking of Criminal's final lines, where even the cop is just like,
are you the one known as Criminal? I was. Tear.
Or else.
Do you even want to talk about trailers? Because we get like one for like every Christian movie coming out.
There's only one that's getting like a mainstream release, and that was like
Max.
2. There was Max, and whatever the hell that last one was, I think.
We got Faith of Our Fathers.
Oh, right. Never mind. Ignore what I said. I think Max is like the only.
We're talking about Woodlawn.
I don't think so. You don't know, Max is the only mainstream one.
Yeah, because that's the one, like, legitimately good cast. I was like, whoa, what's Sandman and that woman from Parenthood doing here?
And Firestorm.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. It's one of those things, like, all these movies look like they're just trying to promote the same pandering, except trying to...
With like the same cast.
more or less the same cast. The problem is, like, they're trying to just add, like, a controversial element to it, so it feels like it's saying something new, but it's not.
God, this movie sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So do you recommend it?
I recommend it as a move of suicide. Nah, that's not true. Just for sadists. And masochists. That's it. And people...
Well, on the bright side, Get Hard's gonna look fantastic compared to this. Like, either this or Home. I've probably seen Home by myself.
I've seen The Light God. There are worse things than Will Ferrell movies.
I'll sit through Sheldon Cooper animated. I can handle it now.
Yeah, with Rihanna. Okay, maybe I'm gonna reconsider that.
I'll probably end up seeing Home Alone. I made it funny.
Oh, still... Okay, that was better than the onion joke.
Oh, yeah. They don't need to go into that. All right.
Yeah.
So
I had the follow-up they could have used to make it somewhat legitimately funny.
Maybe. Do you want to talk about that, or you just want to wrap it up?
No. Let's get out of this movie.
All right. So,
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Ugh.
Do you believe now?
I believe there's a devil.
All right, guys. We'll be back later with probably Home. I don't know if I get Get Hard, but we got Fury 7 next week. That's gonna be fun.
Stupid, glorious fun.
I can't fucking wait. All right, so see you guys later. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Have a good night. Watch a better religious movie.
Just remember that we do really hard shit for you guys. So that being said, we will be wary on the next requests. So,
yeah.
See you guys later.
Bye.